Hello students, now we're going to start talking about your introduction. Okay, so the introduction is the first paragraph to your biography. It's preparing your reader for what you're going to talk about. Right? So your introduction has three essential things, right? And I'll get to each one of them. First, let me zoom in for you. The first thing that my introduction does is it tells my reader what my topic is. The second thing is it tells my reader what I want to say about my topic, my purpose for writing. Lastly, it's going to capture my reader's attention so they'll want to read more. So we've already done this part, haven't we? Where did we do this? And if you look over to the left, my left, this was in your thesis. This is how we created your thesis. Remember, we talked about topic and purpose. So your last thing is to make sure that somebody wants to even read your essay. Right? So you want to capture the attention so they'll want to read more. So what does that look like? Well, you need to create an attention grabber or a hook. And the reason why we call it a hook, like a fish hook, right, is so you can hook the reader. Right? Here's my little fish hook, right? We want to hook them into our essay. So we want to say something or do something or make some kind of interesting writing that goes, oh, this is going to be interesting. I'm going to continue reading about this. Creating an attention grabber hook is your opportunity to capture your reader's attention from the beginning of your essay. Your attention grabber hook should be interesting and encourage your reader to continue reading. Interesting, encouraging. Those are the two things that your hook needs to be. So, types. What types? Well, you can use a vivid description. You can include an interesting fact. You can ask a question. You can use a quotation. And then right here it says turn to grammar page 367 for examples. So let's go ahead and do that. So you might want to pause and go get a grammar book if there isn't one on your desk already. And we need to turn to page 367, which is going to be in the back of the book. Okay. Oh, and look at that. It's all about writing an introduction. Okay. So here are the things that I told you about. Include an interesting fact, use a vivid description, ask a question, ask a quotation. So let's see some examples. So here is the first example. Have you ever seen a flying horse? All right. Well, which one of these did they use? Did they include an interesting fact, use a vivid description, ask a question, use a quote? Well, you should have identified that this is a question. Have you ever seen a flying horse? Now, think about it. Does that make you want to read? Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, maybe not for you, but for me, I would want to read about a flying horse. Let's look at the next student example, student model. Send to us 40 of the fattest pigs of the sort least good for eating to bring fire beneath the tower, commanded King Alfred, right preparing to burn his way into an enemy castle. Wow, that I definitely want to read. Writer begins with a quote to spark the reader's interest. Okay, so they make me want to continue reading because they use a quote. Now, this person now here's their thesis. As strange as this plan might seem, it was just one of the many unusual strategies used by warriors in medieval times. So his attention grabber and hook relates to his thesis, right? I mean, you can't just create an attention grabber or hook that doesn't relate to what you're going to be writing about. Whatever you're using to hook in your reader, make sure it's about what you're writing about. And let's just look at their thesis statement. Remember, a thesis statement has two things in it. It tells you what your topic is and the purpose of writing. What is the topic here? Well, warriors in medieval times. That's my topic. What is the purpose of writing? To tell about the many unusual war strategies. of warriors, right? So maybe my topic is medieval times, and my purpose is to tell the reader of the many unusual strategies used by warriors. Okay, but this is really about creating your hook, right? So spend time. You can't just create a hook out of nowhere. It's going to take some time. Do a couple drafts. Do a couple revisions. Pick maybe 2 or 3 that you like, and then try to mold them and make them better. So that is your task today.